Don't know who you are, let me show ya. Don't know you a star, let me show ya. Greatest by far, let me show ya. Don't know who you are, let me.
So let me ask you a question, right? How did our ancestors end up over here in America? You know what I want? How did we end up here in America? You said we got shipped over here, right? Was it a cruise boat? Was we going on vacation? How was it? Slave ship, right? Give me that. Did you know that was written in the Bible? You didn't know that was in the Bible, huh? Has anybody ever showed you that? I'm going to read it to you today. Because the Bible says, prove all things. So I'm not just going to speak it, I'm going to actually read it to you. Read.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
What does Egypt mean according to the Bible? What does Egypt mean? You know? You know? Get the definition of Egypt. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 2.
Come on.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt means bondage. What's another word for bondage? Slavery. Right? So the definition of Egypt is slavery. Go back to Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Come on.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
So the Lord shall bring thee into slavery. Read.
Again.
Again, why? Because the Israelites were slaves in Egypt, right? But then Moses, remember, he split the Red Sea and they were delivered out of Egypt, right? So when he says again, he means prior to, meaning if you, it's gonna tell you, I'm not gonna spoil it, it's gonna tell you, read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
It says this time when you go into slavery, you're going to go how?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
How did we go into slavery? So who's the Bible talking about? Who on the face of the earth, history is famous for going into slavery on slave ships? Black people. So the Bible says that the Israelites, you said what?
A lot of nations.
What nations?
Rome.
Who?
Rome was known for slavery. It wasn't just one.
They were known for slavery.
The whole world was based off slavery.
The world, right, though, they had slavery in the world, but it said that the Israelites would go on slave ships. The Romans never put nobody on slave ships. The Romans didn't put their own kind on slave ships. You get what I'm saying? No other nation, if you go on Google right now and you type in slave ships, your faces are going to pop up. How? How? Yeah, I know, but how? Yeah.
They indentured soldiers were often.
Let's read it. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Why? Because the slave ships didn't just stop in America. They went all across the world. They went to the Caribbean. You understand? They went to the Jamaican Islands. They went to Puerto Rico. They went to Mexico. They went to Europe. They went to Spain. They went to Italy. They went to all these different places across the earth. The boats didn't just stop here in America. You understand? So slavery, our slavery is recorded in the Bible that we will be scattered all over the world. Read. There we go, right there. Hold on, I'm going to step down and show you right here. Take a look at this. So the Bible says that when we were going to slavery, right, we would be scattered all throughout these land masses. You understand? That's what the Bible is depicting when it says we shall go into slavery on ships. Because not all nations went into slavery on slave ships. They were enslaved by their own kind. Some of them were, right? But they were also treated as indentured servants, not as chattel slavery. Our history has the worst account of slavery ever written to man. The worst atrocities that's ever happened to any nation of people has happened to our people.
Bring it up.
But we have to wonder, why are we always so quick to try to defend other people, to make it seem like what they've gone through is equal compared to what we've gone through? It is not equal. You understand? Our slavery and our suffering and our trauma is not equal. If our ancestors could stand before you, they'd be crying telling you how bad it was. It was terrible. That's why it tells you, even when you look on YouTube and you look at the documentaries, this is the worst atrocity ever known to man. That's the first thing they say starting out in the documentary. Right? Keep reading it. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
Come on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Come on.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Our homeland, when we came off those slave ships, we would never see again. Why? Because we will be scattered throughout the world. Read.
Come on. And there ye shall be sold.
Wait, it says there. Meaning, when the slave ships docked, if they docked in South America, Jamaica, Mexico, New Orleans, Europe, when they docked, what would happen on those slave ships? Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this right here on the bottom. What's going on? It says when you got there, what would happen?
And there ye shall be sold.
Brother, was we not sold when we got off those slave ships? That's a fact, right? Read.
Unto your enemy.
Unto who?
Unto your enemy.
We were sold to our enemies, the Bible said, not to our friends. You understand what I'm saying? Let me ask you a question, because you see this picture, right? Why were we naked? Many times they said we were butt naked running around in Africa. Is that true? Give me Ezekiel 16:39. Is that true? Were we just crazy people, just running around with bones in our noses? Were we doing things like that? What would you say? Go ahead. Give an honest opinion. What would you say? No. What would you say, sis? Is that what we were doing? That's our culture? So there's some were salvaged, some were not. So you have to understand this. Are we Africans? You said you're African. Where does the word Africa come from? Where does that come from? It comes from a European man named Leo Scipius Africanus, who, when he entered into Africa, after he conquered parts of Africa, they named the landmass after him. So there's no way you could be African, because you don't derive from a white man. You understand what I'm saying? That's factual history. You know what I'm saying? And that's also Bible prophecy, according to Psalms 49 and verse 11.
Bring it out. My question is,
go ahead.
The Old Testament
yes.
is talking about Israel. I was talking about the people of Israel specifically.
The Old Testament was talking about Israel.
Israel, not every oppressed.
Okay.
So you have all these prophecies. Israel went into slavery. They went on ships.
Correct.
This is specifically talking about Israel.
Correct.
Judgment for them not following God's will as an example.
Correct. Correct.
So you can use the imagery to correlate with slavery, but that's not the original intent. That's the Old Testament.
How is that not the original intent?
It was about Israel, not
So wait. You said it was about Israel, right?
Yeah.
So the Bible is telling you what happened to Israel.
Yeah, what happened to Israel, and history repeats itself. Just because there's similarities doesn't mean...
No, wait. It's telling you what happened to Deuteronomy 1:1, because who was the audience that, before we read Deuteronomy 20:68, who was the audience?
Israel.
How you doing? So you have an issue with being told you're not African?
No, I said, look, you're telling everybody the Old Testament is about Israel. You can use an example saying history repeats itself. So slavery repeated itself. Slavery happened, but God was not talking about us. He was talking about the people of Israel.
So
chosen by God to be an example.
Right. Right. So you said when slavery repeated itself, who did it repeat itself with?
It repeated itself with other nations.
Who's that? What other nation?
But this
Who's the African people? That's what he's trying to tell you.
They were not Israel.
Watch this.
Some
See,
people were Israel, not all.
let me show you where you're confused. Because you derived in the country of Africa. You might have come from Kenya, Uganda, right? You might have came from these places. We might have derived from Africa, or America, London. We might have derived from Jamaica, Haiti, right? We might have derived from Central America, South America. But you have to understand, does that make your nationality? Or does that just make you a citizen of? Let's hear what Paul said. Everybody love Paul, right? You believe in Paul?
Yeah.
What Paul say? Acts 21. Let's
Bring it out.
Let's go to verse 38. Let's see what Paul said. Watch what Paul said. Paul understood his nationality, regardless of where he derived from.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Watch, I'm going to help you. I understand. We're not here to fight. You know what we're here to do? We're here to show you love and show you who you are according to the Bible. Do you know what Paul was set out to do? Paul was set out to show the people who thought they were Romans, the people who thought they were Greeks, the people who thought they were Asian, to show them you're not. You're actually an Israelite according to the Bible. Watch, read.
The true Israelite, but there's a difference.
Watch, read. I understand. I want to hear what you got to say. Watch.
Translation from what he said.
Okay, you translate this for me. Read.
The book of Acts chapter 21 verse 38. Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made it an uproar?
You know what's going on here?
Yeah, I know. That's not what I'm saying.
No. Do you know what's going on? Who's this talking to Paul? Read that one. Two scriptures.
Verse 35. And when he came upon the stairs, so it was that he was born of the soldiers of the violence of the people. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, away with him. And Paul was to be led into the council. He said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, canst thou speak Greek?
So the chief captain was like, what? You can speak Greek just like today. Or we can speak English, right? Read.
Art not thou that Egyptian, which before these days made us an uproar?
They said, aren't you an Egyptian? What you doing speaking Greek? Read.
And led us out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers? But Paul said, I am a man which am a Jew of Tarsus.
He said, I'm a Jew of Tarsus. What he's teaching you is, we are Jews of whichever land we derive from.
Believers are the true.
No, we are. There is no. Okay, give me Romans 13. Let's see. Or Romans 11. You know what I want. Let's see. Watch. Let's see. Let's see if that's according to the Bible. I get it. You're saying you're sorry, but you know what you're really doing? You're saying I don't believe in God.
That's right.
I don't believe that Bible. I have my own understanding, and I refuse to believe the Bible. That's what you're doing. Read.
Romans chapter 11 verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. But I also am an Israelite.
Oh, Paul said, God forbid, he has not cast away his people. Slavery did not change from nation to nation.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.